On day 1, I spawned in as a tiny baby wither dragon. Whoa, I'm a dragon, and also a wither. I must be super strong. Just then, I felt a weird bubbly feeling inside me, and shot out a wither skull. Look, they even make little explosions. Just then, a massive creature appeared in front of me.
Another fusion mob? Time to add another kill to my list.
I knew better than to stay and fight, especially since I only had 6 hearts. I booked it, trying my best to get away from the warden dragon. He got up though and landed a punch that left me with just 1 heart. Ah! Leave me alone! I couldn't fly yet, so I ran as fast as I could. I dove into a river nearby in hopes of losing the warden dragon, but it kept up with me.
Don't run, kid. I'm only gonna kill ya.
I need to go faster. He's right behind me. I was able to gain some distance and mine some dirt blocks quickly, but just then he appeared right behind me again.
Gotcha.
I ran for my life. If I was a full-sized dragon, I would stand a chance, but I was better off running for now. Gah! I'm not safe anywhere. I made my way down a cave system, using my last blocks to block off the warden dragon behind me. I then ran until I couldn't hear him behind me anymore. I'm safe for now, but what was that thing? And why did it want to kill me? I spent day 2 mining wood and other materials. I used the wood to craft myself a wooden pickaxe, but just then I saw something in the corner of the crafting menu. It was the warden dragon again.
There you are. Time to die.
How did you find me? I didn't have time to grab my crafting table. I had to get away. I jumped on top of a tree and jumped from one tree to another. He couldn't seem to keep up, so I took the chance to run into a cave and mine some stone. I saw the warden dragon approaching right outside the cave, but it didn't seem to know I was there. Oh no, I gotta be quiet.
Oh, little fusion mob. Where are you?
I quietly crafted myself a set of stone tools with the stone I had and tried to sneak away from the warden dragon. I couldn't see it anymore, but I heard that it was still nearby. I took my chance and ran for it.
I see you. You can't run from me.
I definitely can. I tried blocking him off by placing blocks behind me, but he still kept up. I kept running, but realized that I had ended up at the edge of a cliff.
Huh. You have nowhere to go.
In a last resort, I put my ability to use and started throwing wither skulls at the warden dragon. Wow! They deal a wither effect to deal even more damage. I was still too small to hurt them much, but this at least let me make my escape. On day 3, I was mining more materials when I heard a scream. I had to check it out. I followed the sound of the scream, and in the distance, I saw another dragon getting attacked by a horde of spiders. He's gonna die if I don't help him. I didn't want to be spotted by that warden dragon again, but I couldn't let him die, so I decided to intervene. Here goes nothing. I used my wither skulls to take down each spider with ease. Yes, take that!
Oh wow, thank you. I thought I was dead for a second there.
Don't worry about it. I'm just happy to meet someone that doesn't want to kill me. What are you? And what's your name?
It's Jojo, and it seems I'm a ball dragon.
A what?
A fusion between a ball and a dragon.
What an odd combination. I realized it was too dangerous to sit around in the open, so we decided to set up a base to keep us safe. That mountain over there looks like it could be a safe place. I started mining out an area for our base. After that, I built a house for us so that we would have a place of safety and to store our items.
Wow, that's a great start for sure.
I agreed, but I knew I would have to get much stronger if I wanted to survive all 100 days. On days 4 and 5, I found a mineshaft nearby and decided to explore it. I made my way through the mineshaft on the lookout for iron. Finally, I found a large vein and mined it all. I then put the iron in a furnace. And while we wait for it to smelt, I noticed only a small percentage of viewers are actually subscribed. So if you enjoy this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Using the iron, I crafted an iron pickaxe, sword, axe, shovel, and boots. Awesome! What an upgrade! I turned around to leave when I saw a huge swarm of zombies heading my way. Ah! Time to run! Without my new gear, I would have been toast. But the zombie swarm still was overwhelming. Oh my god! They do so much damage! I was low on health and I didn't have much food left. I had to find a way out. I turned a corner and found the source of all the zombies. It was a spawner. I feel bad breaking this, but I have no choice. I made my way back where I came from, but there were zombies everywhere. Just then, I spotted a creeper in the middle of the swarm. I had to act fast. Using the last bit of iron I had, I crafted flint and steel. I grabbed it and lit the creeper on fire, blowing up the zombies. Yes! Time to get out of here. I was still very low on health, and my food meter was almost out. I had to get food before I ran into another threat, and the sun had already started setting, and mobs had already started spawning. Just then, I saw a pair of cows in the distance. I ran towards them, but suddenly I couldn't run anymore. I was too hungry. I slowly made my way to the cows, with mobs following right behind me. I used my axe to kill the cows in just 2 hits, but I couldn't stand around and eat just yet. I quickly built myself up out of reach from the mobs and ate the steak. The skeletons were shooting arrows arrows at me though, so I jumped from tree to tree and shot wither skulls at them, taking them out one by one. If I get hit even once, I'm done for. There were just a few more left, and using the last bit of strength I had, I took them out too. Phew. That was too close. On day 6 or 8, I decided to finally build Jojo his own place to stay. I knew he would appreciate his own space.
You made this for me. Oh, no way. Thanks so much, Silio.
Oh, and if you didn't realize, I planted some greenery around the mountain, and I think it makes this place feel a lot more alive. I also built a wall around the base to keep the mobs away. Once that was done, I dug down into a cave system to look for more resources. Finally, I found more iron, which I used to craft the rest of my armor, and also make a shield. I should have made one of these way sooner. Before heading back, I mined all the coal I could find, and used it to craft a stack of torches. I then made it back to my base, and started covering the mountain with torches to keep mobs from spawning. This should keep us safe, at least against smaller threats. After fixing up my base, it was time to go exploring. I ventured out and found a desert biome nearby, and found an iron deposit. This is perfect! Just what I needed! Using the iron, I crafted a couple iron blocks, and then an anvil. This will be useful later on. Just then, I heard someone approaching from behind me. I grabbed my sword and turned around, but it was just a bunny. Or was it a mushroom? Hey there, who are you?
Don't you recognize a fellow fusion when you see one?
I'm a wither dragon, but what are you exactly?
I'm half bunny, half mushroom, obviously. Call me Gus.
I'm Silio. Nice to meet you.
Listen to me, Silio. You are not safe out here. Everyone's out there looking for fusion mobs like us. We're not exactly popular, but I know how to beat them.
How do I know you're not one of the ones trying to kill me?
I'm a bunny mushroom. What could I do to hurt you? I just want what's best for you.
Fair enough.
Listen here, friend. There's a powerful stone that can protect us fusion mobs. Follow me. I'll show you to it.
I felt that something was off with Gus, but I decided to trust him anyway, and followed him. On days 9 through 10, I followed Gus to a dark forest.
There's a tower nearby where this fusion stone is located, but a powerful creature is guarding it. I'm not strong enough to beat it, so I'll leave that to you. Bring me the stone, and I'll take care of the rest.
I did as he said, and made my way over to the tower. Just like Gus said, a huge Dragon Alley fusion was guarding the entrance. Why would a fusion mob be guarding the stone if the stone could protect us? But I ignored my thoughts and drew my sword. I had severely underestimated the dragon though. It had a powerful poison attack. Gah! How do I fight this thing? I had no choice but to run away. I was still not ready yet. I ran back into the forest and paused to take a breath. But just then, I heard a familiar flapping sound and saw the warden dragon flying right at me. Come on, leave me alone. I quickly took out my blocks and built myself high up.
What are you doing, silly wither dragon?
I built myself higher and higher, and when I was high enough, I took out the anvil I had made earlier and dropped it right onto the warden dragon that was flying up to me.
How did you?
I didn't waste any time. I took out a bucket of water, dropped down, and placed the water just before touching the ground. I ran away, but the warden dragon was still after me.
You think a little anvil can stop me?
The warden dragon closed in on me, and I tried fighting back. I focused hard, channeling both my wither and dragon abilities. Suddenly, I felt a surge of power in me, and grew to an adult wither dragon with 20 hearts. No way! This could not have come at a better time. My wings were now big enough to fly, so I flew up and shot skulls at the warden dragon. This is awesome! While the wither dragon recovered, I took my chance and escaped. On days 11 through 12, I returned home where Gus was waiting for me.
You didn't get the stone? What's wrong with you? You ruined my plan. What plan?
Are you okay? You're acting weird. I thought maybe Gus was acting funny because he felt left out since he didn't have his own house. So I got to work building one for him. I finished up his house and it looked great. He'll love it. Next, I decided it was time for an upgrade. I found a cave and scoured it looking for diamonds. After looking for a while, I finally found some. I found just enough to craft a diamond pickaxe. I returned home where I saw that Jojo had built a statue at our base, but it was made out of TNT.
You've done so much for us, so I thought I'd return the favor.
Thank you. Just then, Jojo took a step forward and lost his balance. He dropped down the cliff right towards a pool of lava. Jojo, watch out! I reacted quickly and shot out a wither skull at him right before he hit the lava, knocking him away from it.
Wow, that was incredible, Silio. Those wither skulls hurt a lot, though.
You need to be more careful, Jojo. On days 13 through 15, Gus wanted to show me more about fusion mobs.
Just a little further. Trust me. You're gonna wanna see this.
Gus led me deep into the woods until we arrived at another portal. Why did you bring me here? How is this gonna help me learn more about fusions? But before I could say another word, Gus knocked me into the portal. Gus, what are you doing?
I tried to do it the nice way, but you gave me no choice. The fusion mobs must pay. I can't let you get in my way. See you never, Silio.
But I don't get it. You said you wanted to help the fusion mobs.
No, you dummy. My plan was always to destroy them for what they've done to me, using the fusion stone.
Before I knew it, I was teleported away. I woke up on day 16 through 19 in the Nether. The portal had broken behind me, and I had no way of going back. I can't believe Ghast would do this. Just then, I heard a rumbling sound and saw a swarm of hoglins rushing at me. Uh-oh, time to run! There was lava everywhere, so flying was a risk. I used my shield to block their hard attacks, but the durability was dropping fast. Leave me alone! I ran through the Nether with them following close behind. We finally reached a massive fortress, and there was nowhere left to go. I used my powers to keep them away, but they kept chipping away at my health, and I didn't have a lot left. No, no, no! This can't be how it ends! In a last resort, I jumped around the fortress wall and landed back on the other side of the hoglins. Using my wither skulls, I knocked them down the fortress and into the lava. Yes! Take that, you stupid pigs! There were just a few of them left, but they were no match for my sword. Well, that was not a very pleasant welcome to the Nether.
Whoa, you're a fusion, aren't you?
Hi, who are you?
Oh, I'm just a dragon who studied your kind for like my whole life. You're strong, but you haven't unlocked your full potential.
What do you mean?
Well, you're a fusion, but you've only really scratched the surface of your abilities.
I think my kind might be in danger. Someone who I thought was a friend wants to find a powerful stone. I don't know what he'll do with it, but it can't be good. Do you think you can show me how to unlock my full potential?
Gladly. I'm just happy to finally meet one of you. I mean, I've only ever read about you. Do you have any idea how starstruck I am right now?
Perfect. So, what now?
Well, it sounds like your friend wants to use the fusion stone. If he does use it, all fusions will cease to exist. Follow me. We have a lot of work to do.
The dragon took me to a small hut in a crimson forest and showed me to a guest room. I fell asleep, knowing that if I wanted to survive the whole 100 days, I had to stop Ghast. So many lives depended on it. I woke up on days 20 through 22 in a large room, surrounded by an army of piglin brutes. How did I get here?
If you want to unlock your full potential, I'm gonna have to push you to your limits.
I flew up and started blasting them with my skulls. They had no way of even hitting me.
There you go. Use your fusion powers.
After that, the dragon made me do target practice.
Check this out. Not as strong as your attack, but I know how to use it well. Your turn. No, not that attack. Use your dragon side. Try to focus on your dragon abilities only.
I was confused, but I did as he said. I felt a funny feeling and shot out a new kind of fireball. I didn't know I could do that.
Now you're getting it. I've got one last task for you. I've heard stories about a Ghast unlike any other, living in the basalt deltas. Fighting it will bring out your fusion potential. Go on, what are you waiting for?
I left for the basalt deltas, where the Ghast was supposed to be. I didn't know what to expect. What could make this Ghast so special? Just then, a massive Ghast appeared out of thin air. But this one looked strangely similar to an Enderman. It was an Ender Ghast fusion. It teleported behind me and shot a fireball at me. This was a bad idea. I tried using my shield to deflect its hits, but it broke after just one hit. Uh-oh, this is bad. I had nowhere to run. My health was getting low too. I have to unlock my full potential. I focused, and at that moment, I released a massive surge of energy. I didn't take any damage from the Ghast's projectiles anymore, and was way stronger. The Ghast didn't stand a chance, and with my new powers, I took it down. But after doing so, I returned back to my regular state. I guess it only comes out when I really need it. I returned back to the dragon with the good news.
That's amazing, Silio. Oh, I've dreamed of this for a long time.
You know, I could use your help to stop Ghast. Come back home with me.
Coaches don't play. I just get in your way. But don't worry, Silio. You've got this.
I thanked him for all his help and started my journey back home. On days 23 through 26, I returned to the overworld when I found a village full of fusion mobs. It was under attack by the Warden Dragon and the fusions were being killed. I can't let him keep terrorizing everyone. I flew up to him prepared to attack.
Look who's back. Have you changed your mind about my offer to kill you?
I ignored him and hurled my strongest attacks at him, but he seemed completely unfazed.
As weak as ever.
The Warden Dragon tackled me mid-air, causing me to lose my balance and fall down into the ground. I took so much damage, I had barely any power to move. But just then, I saw a familiar figure approaching.
So you made it back, eh? And I see you've met my brother, the Warden Dragon.
That's your brother? That doesn't even make any sense.
Be quiet. All my life I've been ridiculed by all the other fusions. Look at that guy. Half bunny, half mushroom. What a loser. I am sick of it. All you other mobs have cool fusions, and I'm stuck being pathetic. Well, no more. I'm gonna get the fusion stone myself, and you will all get what you deserve.
Gus, I had no idea.
Save it. Brother, feel free to kill this runt.
Oh no! I better run! I got up and flew away just in time. Gus and that warden dragon are strong, but I can't let them go through with this. I need to get to that stone first. I spent days 27 through 31 deep underground. I need to find something that'll make me stronger. I found a lush cave full of diamonds. I went to mine some up, but just then, a massive serpent flew out of a lava pool nearby and lunged at me. I took out my sword, ready to attack. Don't even think about it! I charged at the serpent and they flew forward to attack me. It was strong, and I could tell it was trying to push me into the lava. But with my new training, I could hold it off. You better back off before I take you down. It wasn't as easy as I thought though. The cave walls made it hard to fly, and the serpent was more agile than me. It got many good hits on me, but that wouldn't stop me. I shot a fireball with perfect accuracy at the serpent and immobilized it. You're done for. With a final swing of my sword, I took down the serpent. Way to go! Now back to the diamonds. I mined all the diamonds I could find, and finally upgraded my iron tools to diamond, and used the rest of the diamonds to craft a diamond helmet and boots. Before heading back, I collected more blocks to use for a special project, and made sure to grab some lava in a bucket as well. I returned home and decided it was time to start building. I used the blocks I collected to build the beginning of my statue. Can you guess what the statue will become? On days 33 through 35, I made my way back to the tower in the dark forest. I have to get the fusion stone before Gus does. I arrived at the tower and saw the same alley dragon from earlier guarding it. Yeesh, still as scary as ever. I charged at the dragon, ready for a fight. The dragon was still strong, but I took much less damage than before. You don't understand. I have to get the stone. We battled on the ground and in the air. It was a tough fight. Try to keep up. The dragon chased me into a tight opening. This was my chance. I flew out and blocked in the dragon using some blocks. I quickly took out my bucket of lava and covered the crevice with lava. And just like that, the alley dragon was defeated. That was awesome! With no one guarding the tower anymore, I entered it. I made my way up the tower, and at the top, I found the fusion stone. I grabbed it and made my way back home. On days 36 through 39, I worked on my base. I decided it was time to upgrade my own house and make it look epic. I've gotten a lot stronger, and I think my house should reflect that too. I used the coolest blocks I had to build myself an awesome house. After that, I started working on a safe house to keep the fusion stone protected. I used the most durable blocks to build it. After all, I could not let it fall into the wrong hands. That should keep it safe from Gus. Finally, I added a farm. I was tired of being hungry all the time, so this was way overdue. I planted all kinds of crops I had found on my journey. After that, I checked up on how Jojo was doing, but I noticed he wasn't home. Where could he be? I looked around his house and saw that he had left me a note that read,
Wolves that were in trouble and I had to help. I'll be back soon, Jojo.
he could be in danger. I have to go look for him. On days 40 through 43, I explored the Badlands looking for Jojo. I looked all over for him, but there was no one in sight. As I passed a canyon, I heard a weird noise coming from a cave nearby. Sounds like someone's in trouble. I better hurry. It came from an abandoned mineshaft, so I went to check it out. As I got closer, I noticed it was a lonely rabbit wolf crying in the middle of the cave. Hey, what's the matter?
A horrible monster took my friends. We were just playing and they took another dragon with them too. He was trying to save them.
That must have been Jojo. Do you know where they went?
I think so. Follow me. I'll take us there.
The rabbit wolf jumped into a nearby minecart and drove off deeper into the cave, so I followed him. On days 44 through 50, we finally reached the end of the railroad. We had arrived at a huge nest on top of a cliff, but there was nobody there. Ugh, poor Jojo. Where could he be? Just then, I heard the sound of big wings flapping. Oh no, it better not be the warden dragon. I looked up and saw a massive dragon approaching us.
Yeah, that's not a whole lot better.
Suddenly, the dragon shot out a wave of fire at me. So that's how it is. Well, if it's a fight you want, it's a fight you get. I flew up in the air and started fighting the dragon. It sure was bigger than me, but I could hold my own against it. The dragon spewed a barrage of fire at me and caused some damage, but I retaliated by shooting skulls at it. Bring it on, lizard! I used my diamond sword to swipe at the dragon. Take that! and this. I used everything I could to finally slay the dragon. Phew, now, where's Jojo?
That dragon sure was scary, but it wasn't the monster that took me amigos.
What? Where is it then?
There is one place we could still check, but I can't follow you there. It's suicide.
The rabbit wolf gave me a map with a marked location.
This will lead you to the right place. Please, rescue my friends. I don't know what I'd do without them.
On days 51 through 53, I followed the map to a deep jungle. I hadn't walked far when suddenly I fell down into a huge pit. Ouch! Who put this here? I looked around me, and that's when I saw him. Jojo, I found you. He was in a cage, along with the other rabbit wolves. Just as I was about to free them, I could see a massive creeper spider approaching me. A creeper and a spider. Now that's a terrifying combination.
You dare enter my home?
I come in peace. That's my friend over there. If it's fine with you, I'd like to bring him home.
Like I believe you. I bet you're in league with that dastardly warden dragon.
Not at all. I'm trying to take him down. He's tried to kill me more times than I can remember.
I've been hiding from him here down in this cave. I'm sorry if I acted hostile. It's a hard time being a fusion mob. You can free my prisoners.
Thank you. I promise I will put an end to that monster soon. I rescued Jojo and the other rabbit wolves too, and brought them all home. They didn't have a home anymore, so I decided to provide a safe space for them. On days 54 through 57, I made my way home with my friends, when we were ambushed by a group of massive mosquitoes. If there's one thing I hate more than a mosquito, it's an even bigger mosquito. The mosquitoes stung me with their massive needles, so I started shooting skulls back at them, trying to knock them back. I'll take you all down. I was able to take down several mosquitoes, making it easier to avoid their attacks. Not so strong without your friends, are you? Finally, there was just one of them left. You were a tough opponent, but not tough enough. Now that the threat was gone, we could continue our journey home. On days 58 through 62, I returned home with my friends. Since the rabbit wolves were gonna live here now, I decided it was time to expand my base. I built the rabbit wolves a house of their own, so they would feel at home here. After that, I decided to up my home security. I built bigger walls and decided to add pillars with end crystals on them. As a dragon, they kept me healthy. Next, it was time to continue working on my statue. I'm really excited for you to see this one. Can you tell what the statue is gonna be yet? As I finished up building, Jojo came up to me with a distressed look on his face.
Oh, Cilio, I'm so happy I found you. I have terrible news.
That doesn't sound good. What is it?
Gus and the Warden Dragon have been destroying innocent villages with fusion mobs in them. He's got an army.
An army? How is that possible?
I don't know, but I'm scared.
Don't worry. He will not get far if I have anything to say about it. I got to work crafting myself a new shield and used the rest of my diamonds to craft a diamond chestplate and leggings. I also made my friends a bunch of weapons so they could protect themselves. Alright Gus, prepare to meet your match. On days 63 through 66, I got a surprise visit from an old friend.
Hiya, Cilio. I was in the area and thought I'd swing by and give you a gift.
He placed down a chest and gestured for me to open it. I took a look inside and found netherite ingots, enchanted books, and also a shiny looking potion. I drank it straight away and gained 6 more hearts. Wow, thanks so much.
Of course, anything for you, my friend. I figured you might need some extra upgrades.
I then met with my friends to let them know I was leaving.
Good luck, Cilio. We all believe in you.
Don't worry, I'll be back before you know it. I can't let those monsters do any more harm. On days 67 through 70, I ventured off to find Gus and the Warden Dragon. All of a sudden, I heard a rumbling and felt the ground shake. What could that be? Just then, I could see a huge horde of skeleton zombie fusions marching towards me. It was Gus's army. That's not good. I grabbed my sword and readied myself for an intense fight. The skeleton zombies came charging at me and hit me with vicious attacks. Oh no you don't. There were a lot of them, but what I lacked in numbers, I made up for in wings. I flew out of reach from the army and started blasting them with wither skulls. Haha! Take that! But they were smarter than they looked. They had brought skeleton backup with bows and started shooting me down. Hey, that's unfair. They were chipping away at my health fast. I didn't know what to do. Just then, I felt a familiar surge of energy in me, and I unlocked my full potential. Prepare to be defeated. I used all my power to take down the army. There was little they could do. Finally, I shot down the last skeleton zombie, clearing the entire army. Woohoo! You're next, Gus. On days 71 through 74, I journeyed along until I came to a destroyed village. Oh no, I came too late.
That warden dragon, he destroyed our home.
I'm so sorry, little one. Do you know where they went?
Yes, He was heading for the fusion stone. He went in that direction.
The child pointed in the direction of my base and ran back to one of the other creatures. Oh no, he's heading for my base. I have to go back. I rushed back to my base to find it under attack by the Warden Dragon. You again. I'll make you pay for what you have done. We started battling. The Warden Dragon dove towards me with incredible speed, but I countered it with a blast of Wither Skulls. The Warden Dragon dodged and weaved through my attack and knocked me back, causing massive damage. I'm not giving up. With a quick dodge, I managed to land a hit on the Warden Dragon, but he was not so easily defeated. He quickly soared up again, but just then, I noticed something going on in the background. The Warden Dragon was just a distraction. Meanwhile, Ghast had snuck up to the safe house and had stolen the fusion stone.
Nothing personal, kid. It's just business. And by business, I mean an obsessive vendetta against all fusions that has consumed my every waking thought for the past 10 years.
That guy has some major problems, but I won't let him escape. I tried stopping Ghast, but the Warden Dragon blocked me off and knocked me away. I watched as they left with the fusion stone. Oh no, how could I let this happen? On days 75 through 78, the rabbit wolves came up to me with a request.
The carrots from your farm are great, but our wolf side isn't getting the nutrients it needs. Would you have some meat lying around here somewhere?
I wanted the rabbit wolves to feel at home, so I decided it was time to set up an animal farm. I traveled to a meadow where I found some cows grazing and brought them home. Next, I started building a pen for the cows to live in and added some water and wheat to keep them well fed too. Now we'll have food for every type of fusion.
You made this place feel like a home to us. We can't thank you enough, Celio.
Suddenly, I heard a loud growling sound. It was a huge mutant ravager charging right at us. Oh no, the Warden Dragon's attack must have alerted other threats to our location. I attacked the mutant ravager with my sword held high. We clashed in an epic battle. The ravager snapped its jaws and knocked me back, but I was quick on my wings. Swish, slash, dodge. We battled back and forth, and it was a close fight. I was tiring, but I couldn't give up. Suddenly, with one final strike, I defeated the mutant ravager. That was close, but I better do something to keep this base safe. On day 79 through 85, I spent some time fortifying our base. I built higher walls and added a watchtower too. This should do the trick. Just then, a massive earthquake shook the ground. That can't be good. I should check it out. I made my way underground and journeyed deep into a cave system. Suddenly, I heard a rustling noise from behind me. I spun around and saw a strange figure approaching.
Hello.
Whoa, hey, I didn't see you there.
I didn't mean to scare you. I'm a fusion, just like you. The name's Mort. I live down here.
Nice to meet you. I'm actually looking for the source of the earthquake from earlier. Do you know anything about what caused it?
Oh yes, it's that evil mushroom bunny. He lives down here too with that evil brother of his. They've been up to some suspicious stuff lately.
They must be messing with the fusion stone. I need to find them. I traveled together with Mort until we arrived at a gigantic cave with a menacing citadel in the middle of it. That must be their hideout. This is going to be harder than I thought.
We better rest for now. I'm pretty tired, and this seems like it's gonna be a tough mission.
I woke up on days 86 through 90 and noticed that Mort was gone. I could have used his help, but that won't bring me down. I took a deep breath and walked into the citadel. I walked down a long hallway and saw a door at the end. That must be where Gus is hiding. As I opened the door, I saw Gus and the Warden Dragon doing something to the fusion stone.
Huh? How did you find us?
It's over, Gus. Give back the fusion stone.
No way. Once I bring the fusion stone to the altar of fusions, it will finally be activated. And then I'll have the power to wipe out all fusion mobs from existence.
Gus, you don't want to do this.
Oh, Silio, I really do. Brother, kill him now!
Gus hopped away with the fusion stone as the Warden Dragon came charging at me. I dodged and shot back Wither Skulls at him. We battled back and forth, with each of us trying to gain the upper hand.
I'm too powerful for you. You can't beat me.
I'm not afraid of you anymore. I've gotten strong enough to kill you. I shot out another Wither Skull, but the Warden Dragon was ready this time. He knocked me back with all his might, dealing tons of damage. Oh no, one more hit and I'm dead. I used my shield to block the Warden Dragon's attacks. I couldn't give up now.
You're really starting to annoy me.
I knew only one of us would make it out of this fight alive. I saw an opening and shot out a Wither Skull at the Warden Dragon. And just like that, he fell to the ground, defeated. Just then, I started feeling all tingly. Suddenly, I grew into an even bigger Wither Dragon with even more hearts. All right! It's time to teach Gus a lesson. I made it back home on days 91 through 94. I've got to get to the altar of fusion before Gus activates the fusion stone. I got to work, making my final preparations. I used the netherite I had been given to turn my diamond armor to a full set of netherite armor. I was starting to feel really confident, but there was one more thing that needed an upgrade. I used the enchanted books to give my gear powerful enchantments. Finally, I decided to complete my statue. Maybe this will give the fusion some hope. Now can you tell what I've built? It's a wither dragon, of course. With everything taken care of, it was time to say goodbye to my friends.
Good luck, Silio. We all believe in you.
Thanks, Jojo. That means a lot.
Go give that old Ghast a good whooping from all of us.
I said goodbye to my friends and then took off. I looked back at my friends and hoped that I would see them again after all this was over. On days 95 through 97, I wandered around looking for the altar of fusions. After some traveling, I stumbled upon a village full of Gust's skeleton zombie army. As I got closer, I noticed a billboard with a message on it. Subscribe. Huh, I guess we do have some common ground after all. That reminds me, if you've enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. It's easy to do, and it's free. I go on all kinds of fun adventures, and would love to have you with me on them. I tried sneaking past the village when one of the zombie skeletons spotted me. I don't have time to deal with you. I have a crazy bunny to fight. I completely wrecked them until they were all defeated. This guy needs to get a hobby that doesn't involve stitching together the undead. On day 98, I finally arrived at the altar of fusions. I started making my way towards it when I saw a weird looking material. It was vibranium. Wow. This reminds me of my adventure as Black Panther. That was a wild journey. You guys should definitely go and check that out after watching this one. I continued towards the stairs when suddenly a giant boulder started moving. It was a stone golem guarding the altar. The golem roared and charged at me. You're faster than you look. The golem swung its massive fists at me, but I jumped away just in time. I quickly flew up and started shooting wither skulls at it, but they seemed to do no damage. Whoa, you're as hard as, well, rock. I drew my sword and started swinging away. The golem stumbled backwards, giving me the chance I needed. I charged forward and plunged my sword right into the golem's heart. With the golem defeated, I could continue my journey. On day 99, I was about to make it up the stairs to the altar when I heard a familiar voice. It was Jojo.
Silio! Oh, I'm so happy I made it in time.
What are you doing here, Jojo?
I wanted to give you one last gift before your fight. I want to help out after everything you've done for me.
I hope it's not another TNT statue.
That's totally not it. I wanted to give you these.
Jojo handed me stacks of food, potions, and blocks that would come in useful for the challenge ahead of me. Wow, thanks so much, Jojo. You're a great friend.
It's the least I could do. We're all rooting for you, Silio. Go kick some bunny butt.
Upon hearing his words of support, I felt myself tingling again. I grew into a gigantic wither dragon. No way! I have so many hearts now. Thanks, Jojo. On day 100, I had finally made it up the stairs to the altar of fusions. There, I saw Gus about to place the fusion stone on the altar. Don't do it, Gus.
Well, well, well. Look what we have here. A big, bad wither dragon coming to save the day. Well, I'm not afraid of you, you big lummox. Besides, you're too late. All I have to do is place the fusion stone down and all fusion mobs will be poof, gone.
I don't want to fight you, Gus. Give me the stone and I won't hurt you.
Oh, I think we're gonna have to fight, fusion dummy. You see, I've got a score to settle with you. All you fusion mobs have made fun of me all my life, but now I'll have my revenge.
With that, Gus leapt towards me with full power. I unleashed a volley of wither skulls, but Gus was too quick, dodging and weaving through the air. Gus landed a powerful punch, causing a ton of damage and knocking me back.
You're not so tough for a wither dragon. You're just a big, clumsy oaf.
Please, Gus, let's find a different solution.
You've made your bed. Now lie in it.
The battle raged on, with me and Gus trading blows and bangs. But finally, Gus managed to knock me back with a strong kick. Before I could react, Gus picked up the fusion stone and jumped to the altar again. Wiping out all fusion mobs won't solve anything. It'll only make things worse.
You don't get it, Silio. This is the only way I can show everyone I'm not just some useless, ugly fusion.
But you're more than just your appearance, Gus. This isn't the way to prove yourself.
I know that, but it's too late now.
Think about all the innocent creatures that will be hurt by your actions.
I didn't think about that.
It's not too late, Gus. Put down the fusion stone and we can find a way to make this right.
You're right, Silio. I've been so consumed with my own anger that I didn't think about anyone else. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We all make mistakes. The important thing is you chose to do the right thing in the end.
You're a good friend, Silio. Thank you for talking me out of that.
Of course, Gus. It's what friends do. Gus and I made our way back home after a long adventure.
Do you think the fusions will ever accept me for who I am?
I do, Gus. And if they don't, you always have me. Gus thanked me and I proceeded to introduce Gus to everyone. What a journey it had been.